Well, I still feel like my frustration is getting bigger from the last movie we commentated on, The
Bang,
Silent
bang, bang,
Voice.
pull your devil trigger, Joe.
Why, yes, in fact, that gives me a great idea, Tio. In order to help assuage my frustration from that movie, I figure we'll settle with a good old classic, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark,
The
or
other love child of George Lucas, I guess.
directed by
And this,
Steven
for,
Spielberg.
and just like with the post original Star Wars movies, he got somebody else to direct it. Yes, Steven Spielberg, like Jova just said.
Heck
Remember this
yeah.
was remember this was back when George Lucas was still suffering the physical and mental consequences of the stress that it was to shoot the original Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I do not envy him.
He wouldn't get over that till 1999.
Now, tiny bit of backstory here. Back in the day, Lucas and Spielberg put together a 5-movie plan for a movie series known as Indiana Jones, starring, at the time, celebrity heartthrob Harrison Ford. And, well, needless to say, it kind of took on rather popularly. Now, they decided to end it at 3, until a few years later when they decided to bring back 4. And now we've got the 5th one coming eventually with a possible transition to
in
Chris
2020,
Pratt.
I believe, or 2021.
Yep, either one of those 2 years. Looking forward to that. And then there's rumors that Chris Pratt may soon become the new Indiana Jones, which, yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, at this
Well,
point,
it's definitely a better pick than Shia LaBeouf, at least.
besides Shia LaBeouf, currently, I don't really think he cannot act in general.
Shia LaBeouf is now taking up the career as YouTube meme.
Yeah, that's
Is that any
for another
better?
time.
Hey, it's a very profitable industry.
Well, I guess it's
I'll
still
say this: it's the best game of Capture the Flag that I've seen in years, but that's all I'm gonna say. For the
Anyway, let's not beat
let's
around the
focus
bush.
on something good.
Yeah. Okay, start it. Well, the Paramount Pictures logo of the day,
You should see a
basically.
black screen right before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't worry, even if you're watching this on Blu-ray, they keep the original in there. But, in case it includes a newer one, just stop on the black screen right
No, it
before
doesn't.
the original Paramount Pictures logo and let the merriment begin in 3, 2, 1, click.
Yeah,
Actually,
well,
Jova,
It depends on the company, Jova.
I forgot if I question already, Jova. What is the mountain in the Paramount picture logo?
Oh, a
don't
mountain
know,
from the
it's just-
Gulf.
It's
Oh.
the Sierra Mountain or something. I don't know.
Get it, transition,
Okay,
Nope.
It's fancy.
If there's one thing I can appreciate of Paramount Pictures...
Also, we start literally with a shot of the ass of the protagonist.
Well, to be fair,
How
he had a
progressive.
major fan base.
To be fair, Teo, I'll still take Harrison Ford ass over John Turturro ass.
Who's
I
John
agree.
Turturro?
Wow,
Okay.
so many ass shots to start. But also another thing.
Yeah, Alfred Molina. Yeah, Dr. Octopus is in this movie. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Like,
people who
It
started
really,
off.
it
started
really
off in
feels
this
the
movie.
difference with today's movies. This one is just one logo, like not even 5 seconds, and bam, very immediately title and everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've also got Anthony Higgins in this too. That's right, he was in this.
Well, Teo, you have to realize that with the rise, with the advancements in movie technology, the costs were rising. So obviously, we're going to need more sponsorships and therefore more logos to be credited.
Not to mention a lot more people involved. And of course, there's a great credit, John Williams. That's right, folks. We got a John Williams soundtrack coming up, and this is quite possibly one of his
Steven
best.
Spielberg movie with John Williams doing the music. That's
Who
just
would've
that's
thought?
just
Oh, Scary Totem!
Okay,
With birds?
another interesting credit in this film was that of the cinematographer Douglas Slocum. He was a prolific cinematographer during the 1940s and 50s, and he also worked on the original trilogy of the Indiana Jones films to help keep the old-ish style of camera work. And he lived until 2016 at the age of 103.
By the way, the script of this movie was written by Lawrence Kasdan, aka the writer of Empire Strikes Back.
So needless
Basically,
to
he was
say,
George
this
Lucas'
movie had a
go-to
dream.
screenwriter at the time.
Needless to say, this movie had a dream team. George Lucas as the ideas guy, Steven Spielberg as the director, and Harrison Ford as our leading man.
And Kasdan to write the script, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he also write the other two, the original
I
trilogy?
think. Hang on, let me
I
check.
don't know, Joe. Temple of Doom really feels as if it was written by a different person.
Oh,
Actually, that's because it was.
Yeah,
no
there you
surprise.
go.
I'm guessing they brought him back for Last
It's still
Crusade.
technically my favorite, but I'll be the first to say it's a guilty pleasure
no,
because the movie
actually,
still sucks.
Really?
no.
Temple of Doom's your favorite?
Yeah. It's the
Joe,
one that tries to be more mystical about all things, but I'll save it for the end of his movie.
Also, Joe, as to your previous question, no, Kazdan didn't write Indy 3. That was Jeffrey Bohm.
So, of course, we start off with an archaeologist who's looking for treasure.
Here's
and
a fun
possibly
fact.
about to get backstabbed.
Of course.
Of course. And there's Indy's classic weapon, the whip.
The signature weapon, yeah.
There he is, in all his fedora-wearing glory.
So basically, Han Solo crashed on Earth in the 1930s and lived a new life.
Sure, why not?
That's some weird alternate universe shit.
Oh, trust me, Dwibs. I'm pretty sure even back when this movie was originally a thing, people probably wrote their own fan fiction. There wasn't an internet to post it on.
What do you mean? What do you mean it was from a different film distributor? It's the same production company.
Whatever. Now it's all owned by Disney anyway.
It's interesting you say that, Dibs. The reason Lucasfilm went to Paramount for this one instead of Fox was because of the difficulty. Basically, Dibs, Lucas wanted to retain his independence, even while making the sequels. However, Fox wanted a bigger cut, so they kind of were arguing a bit. So, because of the tensions, Lucas decided to pitch this to Paramount instead of Fox.
Which ended up paying off. So, yeah. So we have Indiana Jones here, accompanied by Alfred Molina. That's right, folks. That's Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you can't pronounce his name, Joe, just call him Doc Cock or something.
All right, Alfred Molina.
So this film was released in 1981.
Yes.
And filming took place throughout most of the bit of the previous.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing you gotta get used to in an Indiana Jones, folks. Creepy crawlies.
And also in keeping with Lucasfilm tradition, the main bits involving studio shooting were done in England.
Of course, Indiana Jones, he doesn't really balk to spiders.
Yeah, I wonder actually what George Lucas's fascination was for filming stuff in England. I mean, I appreciate it. It's just I wonder why that was the case.
Maybe it was cheaper there.
Yes, because our government usually gives like these little tax breaks to foreign films that choose to film around here.
Jesus.
Hey, buddy, you come here often? So, yeah, nobody who's gone in has ever come out alive.
Obviously.
And, of course, as is per usual, the ancients were dickish with their traps. You have to wonder if they had nothing.
Traps, whether they not dickish.
You have to wonder if they had a special construction company for ancients who wanted to booby trap their temples. Oh, speaking of which, that's a pretty looking gong, but it's nothing compared to the real treasure thereafter.
Considering how Indiana Jones 5 is apparently going to end up, I wonder if this is Paramount just going through the legal hoops just to get a cut of the profits of that film.
Possible.
Would you be surprised?
Because basically how Disney and Paramount worked stuff out was that Disney would make Indy 5, but Paramount would get a cut of it, of the profits.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how it worked with the Avengers and Iron Man 3.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yes, and do not move a muscle, otherwise you'll never work here again.
Step on the wrong bit, and you will get darted.
All right, and now we're about to get the scene from that everybody knows from this movie, even those who haven't seen it.
Yeah, everyone has parodied it at some point, some form or some fashion.
In fact, a certain video game even paid homage to it.
Well,
and a certain
even about
2000
Jova, you need to be more specific.
Oh, I'm not gonna say which because that would spoil what's
Speaking of
coming
which,
up.
one thing that I'm surprised even though I haven't played any of them is the fact that Indiana Jones video games have been very rampant. LucasArts had a lot of faith in the projects and they went up until the PS2 era.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
My personal favorites were the SNES game.
He's trying to
make it way the same.
Exactly.
Suspense.
There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll fall for that.
Well, sheer failure will mean death. So.
About that.
I think you might have missed the grade.
Damn it, Pedro.
Crap.
Well, Shiro, if he succeeded, it wouldn't make for a very exciting opening, now would it?
Well, he did technically succeed. He's just got to get the hell out of it.
Sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong?
It's kind of like this. It's kind of like the same argument, Shiro, that we make with Dr. House.
Oh,
Yes, we could technically see Dr. House solve a perfectly normal, simple case, but that wouldn't make for a very exciting episode, now would it?
Case in point, every case of Phoenix Wright. It's like this guy said, why can't we ever have a simple murder one of these days?
Yeah, well, what she said was, why can't we have a simple, straightforward killing in this country? And Apollo was like, I'll pretend I didn't hear you.
Barely made it.
Now, where's the scumbag trader?
It's always they
there he
always
is.
made it.
Oh,
Hello.
are you sure
What
that
an
was the
idiot,
guy?
Yep,
Are you
that's
sure
him.
So yeah, Alpha Berlino is dead.
Well, that's what happens
Oh,
when you betray
interesting.
him.
In the Italian version, he says to him, "Adios, Dumbass."
And here we go, the rollerball. Okay, you probably have seen this somewhere, especially
Well,
most
if
famous.
you played the Crash games, the most likely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm guessing the spiders were just okay and haven't beaten him.
Hi.
Oh,
Come here,
hey,
Arthur.
the other trader guy.
Oh, well,
Now
that's
dead. Oh no, a Frenchman.
Truly the most vile person on earth.
Let's see. At this time in World War II, I think this was before we started clicheing them as cowards.
Relax, I'm not gonna shoot him.
This is Belloc, Indiana Jones's greatest rival. Knew I should have taken those lessons.
He does.
Okay, time to go.
Bye.
I don't think I need a translator to know what that means.
No, what if he got it wrong and he meant kill me? Oh no, shit, no!
And John Williams feels very quirky for this shit chase scene.
Oh, yeah. Now, each Indiana Jones film has something that I have that I like the best of. Like, this to me has, quite possibly, I'd say, some of the best atmosphere. The second one to me has my favorite final fight. Well, in the sense of with the big bad. And the third has my favorite music and favorite action scenes. The third one is my favorite. The fourth one has my favorite. My favorite.
Does it have something favorite, Jova?
I'm
I
trying-
mean, Kate Blanchett is hot, but she cannot save the movie.
I'm trying to think.
The alien.
The sand is nice.
It has the best CGI out of all the Indiana Jones films.
Well, that's because that was the only one that...
Only one CGI. Dun, 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 dun.
And there comes the iconic theme. How ironic! The first time we hear his ironic theme is when he's running away like a coward. Not that I can blame him.
Well, that's usually what the theme is for.
Yeah, yeah.
Running away.
Margie Painter is considered one of the most iconic heroic themes. I mean, could you imagine them introducing that at like concerts? And now,
Oh,
to the world's
speaking of being a
greatest
coward, here's the
Indiana
one thing
Jones.
he's actually afraid of.
To be fair, it does sound like good running away music.
Yes.
Pet Snake Reggie.
Aw, snakes.
Sure. When you see Last Crusade, you'll know why he doesn't like snakes.
For a second there, I thought that was
I've
Mark
seen all of the
Wahlberg.
movies, Jova.
Oh, you've seen these, huh?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Not the fourth one.
I've seen bits and
I mean,
pieces
I like
of-
the fourth one, but even that's not my favorite. My favorite's the third.
I've seen bits and pieces of these movies, but mostly because they were on BBC One.
Ah.
Oh, I thought you would have watched them.
Nah, it's been a while. Well, actually, no, I haven't watched these at all. Mostly because, well, I haven't had the time nor the resources.
So yeah, well,
And
he's
that's
an
what
archaeologist.
every university lecture hall looks like.
So while he's an archaeologist on some days, other times he's a professor teaching
Of archaeology, obviously.
Where does he work?
Just like Professor Lytton Dwebbs, he's a university teacher.
Who
No,
also
I
has a
meant
lot of girls
which
pining
university?
after him.
Oh, he works at a fictional place in Connecticut.
You know, now that I think about it, Layton really is a fusion of Sherlock Holmes, Indiana Jones, and Phoenix Wright the more I think about it.
Well, considering the type of terrain Leighton sometimes explores, yeah.
Speaking of which, see some terrain you like, lady?
That lady is only here for... That lady is more... yeah, there you go. Basically, she has the words "love" written in her eyelashes.
And
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
It's
that would be very
subliminal
painful.
messaging.
Oh, Jova. Hey, Jova.
Yeah, dudes.
By a school in Connecticut, we mean the inside of a girls' school in Hertfordshire in England.
Oh.
Totally the same place.
So you mean that's where they filmed this?
Well, they filmed most of the stuff inside were filmed in places in and around England.
But the outside was actually filmed on location, I wonder?
At a campus.
Alright,
in
who
California.
plays Marcus? Because I swear I saw him somewhere else.
Let me look it up.
Marcus Brody, Denholm Elliott.
Is he British?
Yeah,
Possible.
he was an English actor. He passed away back in 1992.
Yeah.
But he was in stuff like The Holly and the Ivy.
Was he in
Alfie,
Bewitched?
Bewitched. No mention of Bewitched on the credits here. No.
Alright.
He was in the TV miniseries version of The Bourne Identity.
So Marcus here is a
I
friend
didn't
of
even know
Indiana.
that had a TV series.
I think it's the holder of the university.
It's way before Matt Damon.
Yeah, he's the holder
Also,
of the
yes,
university,
he's
but he's
absolutely
also
a
a
British.
museum curator.
Yeah.
What is Pee Wee Herman doing here?
Were there any
good old
other
Chicago.
Were there any other Star Wars actors in this film? I swear John Rhys Davies was. I know he was in Lord of the Rings.
As Gimli, yeah.
But was he in the Star Wars movie?
Don't think so.
It would not surprise me if he was. Quite a lot of people from Star Wars passed over into Indiana Jones.
Oh, well, he was supposed to. Apparently, he was going to be playing General Grievous in Star Wars Episode 3, but they instead hired the film's sound editor to voice him.
Huh.
Why couldn't they hire the actor who played him in the Clone Wars cartoon?
Did he really
clue.
speak that much in the Clone Wars cartoon? All I remember was just the wicked laugh bit.
Anyway,
Right.
guess what? The Nazis want some occult items.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, that's the thing. Adolf Hitler was a very superstitious bud back in the day.
Yeah, Hitler was obsessed with the occult. Yeah.
Oh, not just the occult. Pretty much any mystical item he could get his hands on. So the U.S. government wants to go to this professor, to help see to it that the U.S. gets that before it falls into the wrong hands. Basically, the Lost Ark.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, the reason Moses smashed them is because he knew nobody was really going to follow those.
Most like no, and it was also because the rest of the Hebrews were worshipping in the meantime a fake idol. They used melting their gods. It's all in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Shishaki.
The Egyptians had quirky names like that. Man, I wish history lessons were this exciting.
Oh yeah, there was a Star Wars actor in this film actually. Michael Shared. Well, he played the idiot admiral in Empire Strikes Back that got choked by Vader.
Oh, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah,
Who's he play here?
He plays a Captain Oscar Schomburg. I think he's probably probably a Nazi character. We'll have to see what it be. Michael Shared was famous for playing dickheads. Really, he was a maniacal teacher in Grange Hill, a popular school-based show around here.
Huh. Well, I guess Nazi falls perfectly under the category.
Yeah.
It's always a staff of Ra.
Now use it responsibly, or you won't get your turn with it.
Alright, pay attention, there's gonna be a test later, please.
Oh, and trust me, with some of these adventures...
And if you combine it with the other items, you can summon Zorg Necrophilia.
No, I think that's the fourth movie. Here, it's about... Well, we'll get to what that's about later.
From what I understand, each of these movies goes after a religious artifact.
Not so much the second one. The second one...
Well, the second one
okay.
is a religious item, Joe. It's just a different religion, which, if you ask me, it's actually refreshing.
Even the fourth film kind of did that because they explained that the aliens might believe in a different god. So
true. Yeah, that actually is a good point. So yeah, it's an artifact that didn't lead to a lot of happy
supposedly
things.
Protected the Hebrews from all of their enemies and thus helped them conquer Jericho. Remember the whole 10 days where they used trumpets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knows what actually did.
Hell, funnily enough, they didn't even cast Harrison Ford till 3 weeks before they started filming.
Wow.
I mean, in terms of other actors that they had in mind, apparently Lucas was hesitant to cast Jones in the movie.
These actually, the phrase that where they just reconstructed it for me, that immediately, not even for a kid, but let's just say when I was around 15, immediately started me questioning about some things. But I will come back to it way later in the movie. Continue, please.
Well, first off, I thought that was Bradley Walsh for a second. Anyway, Lucas was hesitant to cast Ford as Indiana Jones because he quote didn't want to become his Bobby De Niro or that guy he just puts in all his movies.
Oh, the irony. Well, I guess.
So instead, Lucas had other actors in mind. I mean, they were going to cast an actor named Tom Selleck in the role.
Oh, Tom Selleck, Magnum P.I.
Wow.
Yeah, but because he was filming Magnum P.I., he was unavailable. So that's how. So they cast Harrison Ford.
Wow.
I mean, Magnum P.I. still ended up being a success, but it was a TV series. This was on a different level.
Well, filming TV shows take just as much, if not longer, than to film a movie. Plus, you have to do it every day and weird hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if there's one thing that's consistent, none of these artifacts are to be taken lightly, despite how silly they may sound. Oh, get you. Enjoy that while you can, Indy. Enjoy that while you can.
Not to mention, I think well, no, okay, it's
Wait,
also
wait. Actually, isn't Temple of Doom technically a prequel?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Although, okay, I guess to be fair, maybe that wasn't magic. Maybe that was just the stone somehow getting heated.
Honestly,
Okay.
Jova, I still considering what happens at the end of this movie, then even in the it's kind of like similar to the no, it's basically confirmation that the occultists exist in this universe, basically. So it's easy to imagine that even in the second movie, it's like that. And
I like the gameplay.
besides Jova, we read the Marvel and DC comics where in each of them, every single pantheon is canonical in some fashion. So that shouldn't really surprise me.
Oh no, that doesn't surprise
And
me.
there's another iconic thing, the transition on the voyage on map.
Wow,
Yep.
a film showing the Golden Gate Bridge and it doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah, amazing, isn't
Don't
it?
jinx
Not to mention, the cities are shown without actual caption. Wow, that's actually surprising.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we going?
To Nepal. Kind of on the other side of the the other side of the world.
And to actually my favorite sports, a drinking game.
Oh, I didn't know you were a drinking game sportsman.
Well, if it's done in an environment where I can be allowed to be wasted afterwards, I don't have any strains.
I guess you'd win in a game of Fairy Friend Seraph.
Nah, I think the game won that one.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's a bit too colorful to be vodka.
I'm gonna guess either whiskey or tequila.
Probably whiskey.
It's just the film's love interest then.
Ah, we'll get to her name eventually.
And falling asleep in their dream.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not over yet. She's
Look at
just
how
playing.
excited the extras are.
Two left.
Reagan.
You can't even pick up the glass.
Chug.
Don't cheat. Hang on, you didn't turn the glass over.
Yeah, that's because he's
no.
passed out.
Nope, he's fucked.
Okay, that explains why. You were saying about the fifth film earlier. Yes, apparently Spielberg has said they're going to start filming Indy 5 April 2019, and apparently the film's being released in 2021.
So, I wonder, are they gonna I wonder if they're gonna recast who plays his son.
For the record, Joe, but the UK is not a country. England is a country. Scotland is a country, but yeah, whatever.
You know us Americans, Pedro, we kind of tend to call the UK a country. In fact, a lot of countries tend to call the UK a country.
Same, although it's more used the Great Britain.
Yeah.
Or just Britain. Remove the first part, please.
So does that mean, Jova, that I can start calling Canadians Americans or North Americans?
No,
No,
you
they
can't
aren't.
do that. That is not the same thing at all.
And how exactly is it not the same thing?
So
it's like
yeah,
calling Welsh people English. It's
similar to James T. Kirk, Indy had something like a woman in every port, and she's one of them.
Yep, this is Marion Ravenwood, the daughter of the Ravenwood he was looking for. And yeah, she's his ex. In a pretty bad way. It ended very, very, very badly.
I wonder if Sakaguchi took inspiration from her to create Tifa for Final Fantasy VII. Wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think. Well, then again, Tifa and Cloud weren't a couple at the beginning of 7.
Childhood friends, and it's kind of implied that because she's not too old, it's probably a thing like Indy knew her father, even she was young.
Yeah.
So there was something similar to that. Besides, please also remember, even if they don't make it more obvious, more evident in your, like you say, level 5 games. Other developers, Japanese developers, love to use Western culture as inspiration all the time.
Especially George Lucas products, be it Indiana Jones or, of course, Star Wars, which I swear to God, the Japanese cannot seem to get enough of.
Yeah.
What about young Indiana Jones?
Oof.
Oh.
What
Okay.
are you talking about? So clearly the art director of Final Fantasy VII didn't use Blade Runner as an inspiration. He said it, therefore it's true.
Anyways, but yeah. Oh, don't be fooled by her small stature. Marion can screw you up 6 ways to Sunday if she's ticked off enough.
Not roll credits.
So, she said she doesn't have the medallion. Apparently,
she's
it
played
got
by
lost.
Karen Allen.
Yeah, it got lost, all right.
In her purse?
Yeah, in her shirt. Sneaky.
Well, Joe, we're close to Russia. It's more sneaky-breaky.
And of course, she's planning to charge him big time.
Differences. When she started getting it, he was still, around her neck, but in the shot after, he was already pulled out.
Whoops.
Hello.
Ah.
Oh, goody, this guy.
Oh, goody.
German.
What if Porky Pig was a Nazi spy?
Have you ever heard of the Great Führer's plan?
That's okay. We've already drinking our blood for today.
Yeah, this is Major Arnold Todt, played by Ronald Lacey. Oh, and by the way, he's a Gestapo agent. For those who don't know, those were the extra evil Nazis.
If you've read Hellsing, you will immediately find similarities with the main villain of that manga because it's clearly inspired by this guy.
Jesus, the Japanese really are a fan of George Lucas's stuff.
Remember, his movies were mostly revolutionary for the theater industry.
Hair back.
Roasting stuff.
Oh boy.
I'm used to playing with red hot pokers. It hurts, but whatever.
He's still gonna burn her.
Personal space, dude.
Thank goodness for small favors.
And here's one traditional thing for Indy: fucking things up accidentally. In this case, setting the whole place on fire.
To be fair, I guess that was a better alternative than her getting tortured.
And yeah, they'll probably rebuild this pub.
Dwibs, let's just wait and see how wrecked it gets. Let's not forget also she was kind of trying to get out of here anyway, since she kind of got left here. Again, brief marital spats with Indy,
okay,
it did not go well.
Also this an accident. That was overkill.
It's pretty unfortunate, but...
You're fired. Oh, wait, sorry. Well,
Yeah, you're gonna need a drink after this night. You've earned it.
Hey, you haven't paid for that drink.
She owns the place. Ooh.
Ooh, flaming maw.
On the rocks, if you please. Thank you.
Eh? Wow.
I used to
mean, so now what, George Costanza? What you're gonna do?
Oh, he's got the medallion. And all the heat that comes with it.
It's
What
hot
an,
as shit.
what an idiot! Who would know grabbing a metal object immersed in flames would be deadly?
Devotion to the Führer can only take you so far, I guess.
Why not just put his hands in his sleeves and use his sleeves to pick it up?
Dweebs, have you ever touched something that hot? Trust me. I've never even touched it, but I know from seeing people actually touch that stuff. That stuff is hot to drive you mad.
Yeah, do what she did.
Spur of the moment. Guns flying around, you don't always think the best. Well, okay then.
Might as well.
As you wish.
Marion Ravenwood has joined the party.
Dun, 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 dun,
Appropriate
dun,
theme
dun,
music
however.
to play at the time.
But we got this theme, so
Oh, hey, Eric, I look
Yeah,
forward to
that's
having
right
a
now.
war with you over oil later on.
Well, Jova, you're too young to remember, but Iran came first on that.
Yeah.
Oh, and there he is.
Salah. Oh, I love Salah. He's awesome. Played
Yeah,
so now we're
by,
in.
played
played
by
by who?
John Rhys Davies.
John Rhys Davies.
He-
Who's a Welsh
basically-
actor.
You're no more. The younger generations know him more as Gimli from Lord of the Rings. He also voices Treebeard in
Yeah.
those movies. Also,
Funny enough,
a monkey.
Funny enough, though, he was born in Wiltshire in England. I guess he moved to
A very
Wales
idiotic
at some
monkey.
point.
He also plays Man Ray in SpongeBob SquarePants as well. Oh, and by the way, he also voices Kasim in Disney's Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Huh.
Oh yeah, wasn't it at this point that some of the actors and some of the crew started falling ill because of eating some of the food there?
I think
That
so.
doesn't surprise me.
I think the only guy to get away with it was Spielberg because he ate canned peaches.
Huh. Go figure. Nazis are hiring everyone in Cairo but paying them pennies still. Oh?
Of all people.
It's just fate, isn't it?
Hmm.
Oh?
Hmm.
This
Roll
game,
right.
this game called Ripper. I mean, it intrigues me. I mean, is it supposed to be taken seriously, or is it a cop?
Oh,
These are the real pressing questions.
I found out what happened. Yeah, cast and crew were affected by food poisoning while they were filming in Tunisia in 1980, but Spielberg was eating canned food from Sainsbury's, so that made him stay healthy.
Yeah, of course. It's like social classes.
Yeah, so
I
Sainsbury's
wouldn't
saved
exactly
Indiana
call
Jones.
Sainsbury's upper class, though.
Oh, goody.
Just don't care anymore about the monkey.
Wonder
Aw.
if
It's
Oh.
annoying anyway. Man, Aladdin really got bad with the age.
Ahem. Dang, even the monkey's a Nazi.
Nazi monkey. Why not?
All right,
Okay.
the monkey's gotta go.
Funny you should mention that, Shiroi. Oh, goody. We're already due for another one of those iconic scenes from Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think it's right up now, but soon enough.
That's something though. Why did Spielberg just give everyone the canned food from Sainsbury's?
I guess limited
I'm
resources.
guessing the damage was already done by that point.
Probably, yeah.
I wonder what he ate actually. The Sainsbury's tinned beans.
Well, this isn't conspicuous at all.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm sorry. I don't want to buy your cocaine.
Oh, yeah. They're selling everything here. Fresh drugs for sale.
Oh.
So, I love how the crowd isn't even really scared. They're just reacting with distant cheers. Like, yeah, this
It's
kind of
probably
happens
that
every
something
day.
happens every day.
It's a common everyday occurrence for them.
Also, these particular mooks are very incompetent.
I guess they didn't train for this. I guess they're probably hired thugs.
Possible.
Also, remember at this point,
Oh!
Harrison Ford must have been ready to shit buckets because of the food.
The goddamn lemons.
Oops.
It's not like I can just jump down from these.
Might not want to with the Nazis chasing after that. There we go.
And John Williams still feels quirky.
Frying
Oh,
pan.
Sorry, we're not yet entangled yet.
And also,
Tangle.
you can't really bring a frying pan to a
Wait
knife
for
fight.
it.
Tangled wouldn't be for another
Okay,
29
never
years.
mind. Never mind.
As
The
long
frying.
as it's off screen, it's fine.
Never mind. The frying pan is a pretty good weapon. Huh.
It's very robust.
Yeah.
Are there any frying pans in The Last of Us?
Sorry, Shiro.
There's some in the background, but they're never actually used.
Oh.
Worst game ever.
Oh, you traitorous monkey.
Jesus, fuck.
Well, look at the bright
Alright,
side,
kill
Shiro.
the monkey.
Well, look at the bright side, Shiro. At least there's no missed opportunity of not having a frying pan keyblade, at least.
Yeah, that's just disappointing.
Oh, God. Rest in peace.
It's
That would have
really
been such a
disappointing.
Well, doesn't like Donald or Goofy get a weapon based on a frying pan?
No.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
There we go.
this scene.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I think this was partially improvised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the music is still quirky.
Yay! Hooray for cheating!
Okay, yeah.
Apparently, if I recall correctly, the story is that Harrison Ford had had a bad case of dysentery that day, so he wanted the scene to be over quickly or something. Because
Wow,
Spielberg
that's
had
pretty
prepared
quick.
an intense fight sequence.
I guess we
Yeah.
can say Indiana shot first.
So Harrison Ford said, "Why don't I just get my gun out and shoot the guy?"
Oh, hey, a cat.
Without spoiling anything, that reminds me of that scene from Captain Marvel now.
Yeah.
Okay, one problem that I do have is that she can get a bit annoying with her screams. Like,
The blonde in the second movie is worse in that
it
regard.
is. Oh yeah, truly. But this one is also not exactly exempt from that.
It's kind of like a Flanderization, even though we're not the same character.
You have to wonder if maybe she was like a beta or prototype. Well,
I mean, I get that this is a throwback to the 1930s serials, and in those, the girl was always the damsel in distress. I get that. But you could have, at the very least, updated it. You brought her to make her a badass in the beginning of her scenes, only to have her be kidnapped later.
I mean, okay, to her credit, her being
Jesus.
kidnapped was kind of outside of her control, and she did try to hide. I mean, you know, safety in numbers
It
and
was
all
the
that.
goddamn monkey.
Yeah. Oh.
Then again, I guess considering the other, well, okay, she was outnumbered, right?
Oh, and now she
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
be dead.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then.
Yeah.
There were several of them, and then, the monkey.
Yeah, and she actually did manage to take a few out. The only reason she didn't get away was because of, like Sherry said, the monkey. Marion, are you alive in
Otherwise, she
there?
would have been just fine.
Of course.
And immediately with the monkey goes ready to drink.
Because the monkey's mooching off of him. Mooching off of his
This
morning.
shot reminds me a lot of Casablanca.
Well, that wouldn't surprise
Joe,
me.
I still no Indiana Jones word for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, that's what Kingdom Hearts 4
For
will
context,
do.
people, ever since Kingdom Hearts... Oh, no, you need context. Ever since Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, for some reason, someone on /V made his dedication to post in every single thread a gif of Indy in that moment where he drinks with the caption, "That feel when no Indiana Jones word."
I mean, okay, I can see why he didn't come for Kingdom Hearts 3.
It went on until the release day.
Wow, that is some dedication. Speaking of dedication... Belloc.
So is that pot tasting good?
It tastes just as good as your defeat.
Or is it opium? But I don't think so. Opium was more like a Chinese thing.
Speed it up, guy. I'm having dysentery.
Ooh! Dissing him about his dead love. So yeah, Belloc here is played by Paul Freeman, an English actor putting on a French accent.
Paul Freeman. Let me see what else he's done.
Allow me to gloat before I put you to death.
Ooh.
He was
Ooh.
Ivan Ooze in the Power Rangers movie.
Oh, goody.
Really?
Well, he's my favorite character in that movie, so cool.
And he played the Reverend in Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, good to see he had a good career.
Still alive.
Too
You
deep
and
for
me,
me.
we
That
are
was
very
important.
much alike.
You and I are not so different, Indiana Jones.
But you have a
Wait.
shittier hat.
Wait,
I'm
wait, what am I
sorry.
talking- wait.
Panamas are really bad. I'm sorry.
We're so alive. We're so
Oh,
different.
yeah, this
yet so-
concept.
Oh, this bit. So, eBay in a nutshell, pretty much.
Or kind of so that apparently Marvel Comics thought that concept alone was worth it in the early 90s, but it blew in their face spectacularly.
Oh,
with
yeah,
Collector's Edition.
they tried that,
They
yeah.
thought a similar process with that.
Yeah, only problem. People don't like being strung along that obviously.
And it works better when it's unintentional. Case in point, Atari burying in the New Mexico desert the ET cartridges.
And now those are worth a fortune. So yeah, the Ark is essentially, supposedly, a mechanism to talk to God.
Well, at least that's what he thinks, because barely anyone knows what...
Oh.
Well, okay, that's a bit overkill.
Child shield.
Be thankful this is not R-rated.
Yeah.
I guess even a guy like him would shoot children. So
More like he doesn't want to cause a public,
Well, the children are short enough. You could have gone for a headshot.
yeah, that too.
Well, you can never be too careful.
You also have to understand, Shiro, George Lucas movies in terms of comedy works a bit for a lot of times for a scene to be effective enough in terms of comedy, it needs to undergo a bit of common sense. That's apparently a very recurring thing, you noticed.
the monkey.
Remember, the
Aw.
monkey's a Nazi.
Jeez, how trained is that fucking monkey?
A Nazi monkey.
Trained enough to perform a Nazi salute.
Yep. It sold
Again,
Marion out.
Aladdin really got himself way over the top over the years.
Maybe he was trained by the same animal coach that trained the dog from the artist.
Maybe. Or the horse from War Horse.
Ooh, I keep forgetting what they're called in English.
For Warhorse, though, it was actually multiple horses
Let me
that they
check.
used.
Yeah. Oh, how about the dog from Cujo?
It can go either way. I don't know.
Let me remember what they're called.
Well, whatever they are, they're being poisoned.
Just an extra spice. Basically, in terms of taste, they're similar to cherries, only with a bigger nut in the middle.
So
Plums?
So supposedly Belloc has a...
Rhubarb? No.
Yeah, they're more similar also to
That's
plums. Sorry, go ahead, Joe, in the meantime.
So apparently Belloc and the Nazis have somehow gotten a copy of the medallion. But how?
Hmm.
In terms of filming style, though, I'd say it feels more like a film from like
no.
A film from like more the 60s than the 30s.
Yes, monkey, eat the poison.
Eat it.
Greedy little thing doesn't know that her master poisoned them.
Apparently, in English, they're called dates.
Oh.
Oh, dates.
They're typical from Persia, Arabia, and all those other types. But anyway,
imagine
the important stuff. There you go. The important stuff is written on the medallion.
I love how one of the messages literally tells you, "Don't mess with the Ark." But screw that noise. We got into Discovery.
But there's an addendum on the other half.
Imagine trying to offer one of those to a member of the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your the way you swing. Would you like a date? What? No, I mean these. Oh, okay.
Oh, pardon me, I seem to have left the weather machine on.
Apparently, the Hebrews were smart enough to have like an addendum just to screw around people who wanted to copy only one half of it.
Yeah. Which means that their staff that they're using is too tall.
Yeah. Too tall. Whoops.
Yay!
The monkeys.
Well,
How ironic! The monkey that.
The timing of that scene.
You kind of a shot like it's a murder crime.
the timing of that. The timing of when that scene played compared to what just happened in real life is hilarious. I was getting an Easter egg, and as soon as they dropped something, I dropped my egg, but I managed to catch it.
Nice, yeah. Basically, though, it's funny. The monkey that pretty much sold it out and made their lives quite challenging unexpectedly warned them and kept them from getting poisoned because she ate it herself.
At the cost of her own life.
Go figure. Because she didn't know her master poisoned them. That's some sweet irony. Which Indiana Jones are chock full of.
So, was he trying to poison the whole party or the monkey for betraying him?
No. The master was trying to... the monkey's master was trying to poison Indiana.
Lips.
Unfortunately, he didn't know... Unfortunately, the monkey didn't know that her master poisoned them. Anyway, so... Here we are at an unexpected hole. A tomb. Oh, did somebody drop something? I don't know. I might as well go down and check it. If that's okay for you guys.
How clumsy of me.
Yeah, so don't worry, guys. I'll go get it. Doopy-doopy-doo. Thankfully, it's not one of the deeper tombs. So, we have with us a staff scripted to just the right height. See, this has with it a miniature map of Egypt.
How convenient. Well, in this case, it's the city, or what the city was supposed to be before it was buried in the sand.
What he said.
And a Schweinstaffel to you, sir.
I got subtitles on, but all it says is officer orders in German.
Well, that's, I guess, all you need to know.
Yeah, if you're German, you'll get a bilingual bonus.
But I'm not German.
None of us are really.
Maybe we should have gotten Figolf to comment on this with us. He was the one who was very kind to translate the Tarzan 2013 trailers for us on the topic.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So, as was established earlier, you have to use a staff and beam it off of the sun ray of light in order to get to the
at the specific amount of time in order to reveal the dark location. In the Atari 2600 video game, this is a pain in the ass to do it, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Alright, let's shine an X on that spot.
Elimina now.
Yep, if there's one thing about these sun ritual pieces, they take a while. Ooh. Not quite
Also,
in the palace.
There was some Nazi graffiti there.
Huh, classy.
There we go. No, don't flash me!
Now the catch is that since the Nazis only used one side of the medallion, they used a staff that was too tall, which means they're digging in the wrong area.
Exactly.
So now it's just time to try and relay where
the coordinates of the exact place.
And now to make sure nobody else can use it, snap.
Yeah, about that.
Had to improvise. Let's just hide in a tent here where... Oh, hey, Marion!
Of all places.
Clever.
Clever girl.
Uh-oh. One problem about that. That's actually the point. If he takes her out now, then they'll know something's up.
Oh well, nothing personal.
Plus he needs his eardrum, so...
Ouch. Don't worry, he'll be back for her later.
Well, considering the second film prequel, maybe he just got tired of having someone scream in his ear for 2 hours, so...
The second... Well, in that case, he picked a heck of a woman in the second film to replace her.
Yeah.
Remember, the second film's a prequel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which, I guess to be fair, compared to, that other woman, I guess he considers Marion a godsend. And don't get me wrong, Willie isn't... Okay, yeah, Willie is the worst of the love interest, but... Well, okay, maybe she's not.
I mean, it's not even a case of Indy gets the girl in the end.
Which is weird because they still snog by the end, but I digress.
Well, they ended up marrying Spielberg later on anyway, so...
Wait, really?
Yeah, in real life, the actors who played Willie...
Wasn't there like a Family Guy sketch that Stevie's like, she's there only because she's with the director?
No, they got married after.
It's French.
Ironic, considering how... Well, I guess he's one of the traitorous French. Because France kind of hated Germany. And there's how they have one side of the medallion. That guy got a bit of it burned onto his hand. Of course, like we established earlier, thankfully they're digging in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Still, it's a bit closer comfort, though.
And besides, they'll eventually get here by process of elimination anyway.
Which is why we have to work fast. So, let's get a digging and dig some holes.
But Joe, the holes isn't for another 22 years.
How ironic that the star of it would later go on to be his own father. I mean, his son. Of course, now that it's becoming sunset, now we can be a bit more busy. Yeah. Thing about deserts, even though they're not as hot at night, they then choose to become either cold or...
It's called thermal excursion.
Yeah.
Basically, it's super hot during the day and super cold in the night. Ominous!
Sweetness.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
As a team.
We'll do it together with teamwork.
I'm gonna get this shit up for my name ain't Ghibli.
Whew, a lot of compressed air in there.
Yeah, like it was almost pressurized. And it's chock full of snakes.
Gotta love the snakes.
Dude.
I don't think...
guessing in the original cutscenes it was less defined. The snakes were not that visible, despite...
Yeah. Hey, Indy, it's your favorite!
I mean, it had to be expected. Egyptian people had really a fetish for snakes.
If it wasn't cats...
This is a bit much, though.
Overkill.
Oh, just wait till you hear what kind of snakes they are. Oh, and here comes the line. Because God knew you'd be coming, Indy.
God, there's a sense of humor, Indy. Get used to it.
Oh, goody, and they're asps. Those are dangerous.
Yeah, extremely poisonous. Okay.
Chivalry among thieves.
Throw him over.
Calm down, we want to eat.
You will at least need your energy.
Yeah, again, like in holes where they let them escape, they probably die within a few days.
I wonder if they actually intentionally let the actress star before a while in order to have the scene more authentic.
You gotta wonder.
I don't think Spielberg's that kind of director.
Thankfully not.
That would be if Stanley Kubrick were more.
Or
Weird.
Ridley Scott. I mean, early days Ridley Scott.
Oh, dang, he was like that?
Oh, believe me, Jova, half of the first Alien is actually improvised, reactions and everything.
Huh.
I'll save it for the actual commentary, but let's just say there are a lot of fun trivias. High heels. Really?
Yeah, we get to. Can't wait till.
Well, it's not like he
wait till we
wants
get-
her to run.
Can't wait till we get to meet the best Disney princess. Also, speaking of that, Paramount still owns the distribution rights to the four movies.
Yeah, information.
Paramount still owns the distribution rights for the first four movies, but anything like for
Prometheus and Covenant, no.
I meant Indiana Jones.
Oh, I mean this. Okay.
No, technically it's to be owned by Disney still. This is fun, right? Being lured into a pit with snakes. Poisonous snakes. That probably
Watch out, Indy! A poisonous snake!
Oh no, Graham! A poisonous snake!
We just need a hug, come on.
Oh! Looks like they're fighting for who gets eaten. Oh, and by the way, a cobra.
If I recall correctly, the technique they use is when they put a glass in front of Harrison Ford.
It's like what
You're
they,
so helpful.
It's like what they did during Doctor No. They put a glass in between a tarantula and Sean Connery, even though tarantulas aren't all that lethal to humans.
Well, when you make them
They
mad,
still
they can
poison
be
those
dangerous.
dweebs. Remember, you weren't there when I mentioned it. Basically, dweebs, they have some kind of degree of poison, but you can potentially survive from the experience. But it's a long story. I'll save it after we're done.
Well, I can do that in Doctor No when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So in addition to the asp, there are some king cobras. King cobras are very, very, very dangerous. They may not be as poisonous, but they're bigger and stronger.
Look at that. He's very considerate. He hydrated them and okay.
To be fair, those snakes are looking to eat, so it's kind of kill or
How
be
did
killed
they even
down there.
survive for so many long? Snakes normally don't eat each other.
Oh, we'll figure that out
They
later.
probably have nothing else to eat down there.
So Marin's gonna try her old drinking game trick.
What is even that? It's too transparent to be a wine.
We don't know yet.
Probably some cheap Bourgogne stuff.
This may be easy.
Come on, a Frenchman who can hold wine? Are you fucking kidding me? Get your stereotypes right, Spielberg.
I mean, what next? What next? Are they allergic to cheese?
I mean, they already defied the stereotype about not having him surrender, so...
Well, I'll give the people who hit the Ark of the Covenant credit. It took some pretty good dedication, and I'll admit, it would take the most stalwart of people to come down here to get that.
Which also means, apparently, the Pharaoh, I keep forgetting the name, the Pharaoh
Sasik?
apparently had a very good reason to bury it this much and with this much protection.
And and even the Pharaohs feared power that, something was up.
If the Bible is any indication to go by, Egypt has a very good reason to be scared of the Hebrews.
Yeah, very good. They're still reeling from those 10 plagues.
Not just that, half of the army getting destroyed by the Red Sea, because apparently Old Testament God is very hardcore in some capacity.
Heck yeah.
It's a good thing they did it with the thunder.
Oh boy, she's getting wasted. And
I wonder how much the actors were actually drunk off.
Oh wait, here we go. Turns out he's not getting as plastered as she is. There you go, Tio. He fooled her. It's his own family label. And now she's the one getting plastered while he's just gently
relatively fine.
Yeah. And because she's drunk, she's not exactly thinking straight.
I was just gonna stab you, but what a laugh.
Oh boy.
Come here often.
That's Americanist.
Oh, goody. This scene coming up.
It's better than the Dungeons and Dragons. You thieves.
Nunchucks.
Always take
Oh
what
boy.
doesn't belong to you.
He's into
A
coat hanger. I love those cheeky kinds of fake outs. No.
He doesn't want to get his jacket dirty.
Precisely.
I mean, multi-purpose.
Also, is that an attorney badge? Oh no, it's a Nazi one.
Remember Gestapo.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if Marion's drunk, she may be a bit more susceptible to talk about stuff. Oh dear.
It's like in Ant-Man and the Wasp, they keep saying it's not true serum when it is.
Son of a bitch, it is true serum.
They don't like calling it that, though.
Yeah, we just call it alcohol.
Talk about bling.
Well, at least we finally got the titular arc.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't blow our heads off.
Wow, this movie's gone by pretty quickly. It's not even that long a movie.
The pace is good enough at least to not let you, care about the length.
Yep, like even the fourth
It's
Indiana
not too
Jones
slow,
film has
but
good
it's not too
pacing.
fast either. It takes
Like I've said before, Dwebs, it's not how long it actually is, it's how long it feels.
And how much of a good time it is also does help with how long it feels as well.
Which is why I could swear that Battlefield Earth is 3 hours
hours.
long, but even though it's not even 2 hours, and I still kind of find it hard to believe that bloody thing is less than 2 hours.
Whereas Kubo went by pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas Revenge of the Fallen feels like 4 fucking hours.
And then there's Passengers, which feels like 6 hours. Oh.
Then those Ballistic, which felt like a day.
Yeah.
Well, the way you were talking about Endgame, remember, Dwibs, if it's good, who cares about 3 hours?
So, it's good.
It's about how it feels.
Siri, I got
Same
an
with the
answer.
Haruhi Suzumiya movie.
Well, answer me this.
Also, Siri, I've got an answer for that question.
What?
My bladder.
Oh dear.
Well,
Then this is why you go during the trailers before the movie.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, Dibs, my theaters have intermissions. Do yours?
No. Well,
No.
only for certain films. This one doesn't.
What?
Well, we have intermissions for every movie.
Wait, for every
Really?
movie? Even the ones that are only 90 minutes?
Me as well. I mentioned this in the past. To make it more convenient, they actually found a way to chop the movie.
They always pick one of the quieter, more moments when there's little happening to cut them to black for the sake of intermission. As for you, Dwebs, well, like Shira said, just go before the movie.
I mean, you know how the trailers work in conjunction to the movie, so you know damn well when you need to go to the bathroom.
But that's the
before
thing, though.
movie
How long the trailers last?
Oh, snap.
Oh, Jesus.
Sometimes it's not even a trailer at all.
Dwebs,
Good thing Anubis got a handle there.
Oh.
And just space out your drinking. There we go.
Oh.
Wow, the snakes are gonna keep the shoe.
or just do what I do. Don't eat or drink during the movie.
Okay, no, that's too far.
Dang, I like how that King Cobra told her to
yeah,
put
I-
this
Jesus Christ. She's like Scooby-Doo. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's the thing. For every leading lady,
let me guess. I've altered the deal. Pray we don't alter it again.
pretty much.
Yeah.
The Frenchman wanted her, but the German said, too much of a distraction. And now we're about to
Come
seal
on,
them.
not even a clever one-liner. Jesus.
Hey,
You're a terrible Frenchman.
well, adieu is one of their preferred ways of saying goodbye.
That henchman in the Range of Cooler movie had a better French stick than you.
Well, they cut off her screaming.
Oh boy.
It's like even the editor was getting annoyed by her screaming. So
Okay, so the torches are running out. So when those torches go out, it's Snake City for everyone. That's just his whip, not a snake.
I mean, I can't really blame her, honestly, considering what the rest of the room.
Remember,
looks like.
she's still recovering from the booze.
Yeah. We have to rip your dress up for some dry wood. I mean, dry cloth.
well, it
Use of
caused a lot of
resources.
dry wood in the theatre.
So there's something. So there's something Indy notices
they're coming
though.
up the walls.
The snakes are coming in from somewhere though.
I'm not sure we'll get past this first movie, so run.
Yeah. Thanks, Anubis. Not a day for his jaw.
I'll only be able to escape if the box office goes well, otherwise we're fucked.
Yeah, speaking of the dreams, I might as well get the technical details. How much was the budget and how much it did? Oh.
It cost 18 million.
Oof.
It cost $18 million and it made $389.9 million.
Needless to say, a success. And quite a stunning one.
Yeah, especially by 1981 standards.
Alright, Anubis, we're gonna need you to take one more for the team, bud.
Even in
Well,
this
maybe
scene,
if he
the
didn't
music is
scream
still
so
quite
loud,
quirky.
Well, maybe if he didn't scream so loud,
Jeez,
it wouldn't go out as fast.
I kind of forgot that she gets dumber as the movie goes on.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe that's
So,
why
why
Indiana
did
Jones
they-
3 is my favorite.
Again, I get it, George. Back in the 30s, that's what women were in these movies. Damsels in distress, and they kind of were dumb.
She has basically their entire character introduction shows that she's competent.
Okay.
supposedly.
To her credit, I can get the freaking out, and let's not forget she's still kind of plastered, so that's kind of why she's not as effective.
To me, she's reacting, aside from the yelling, she's reacting pretty competently for a drunk lady who's been thrown into a pit of snakes.
Yeah. And I'll admit, I would freak out too if I saw that.
Yeah,
It's like
who
Chuck in the
wouldn't?
Goonies.
Seriously.
Does she scream that often in Crystal Skull?
No. She's better in Crystal Skull, admittedly. Of course,
Well, by the time Crystal Skull comes around, she's older, so...
Ew.
Oh, God.
Well, have fun sleeping tonight.
Fucking Egypt.
This is one aspect that also needed an update, but for some reason it didn't get that much of an update.
Wow, what aspect?
The love interest.
Yeah, I mean, Marion's fine enough. I mean, sure, she screamed every now and then, but she's still been resourceful enough. I mean, let's not forget. The only
Are
thing
you
she's-
telling us you wouldn't scream in a pit of snakes?
I know, right? Not only that, but the only thing she...
I guess she's not as bad as the second one.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't even fathom.
I think Family Guy put it best. Women only here because she humping director.
Yeah, that's what I was referring before.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, that's inaccurate. Spielberg was still married to someone else at the time.
Gee, dweebs, a throwaway gag in a Family Guy episode being inaccurate. Who would have thought?
The point was to take a jab at the woman's acting, not to actually imply that Spielberg was sleeping with her.
He didn't even marry her till the early 90s.
Anyway, so yeah, the Germans are gonna fly the Ark, so we gotta stop that plane.
Also, another short trivia, because I noticed that it's pretty much implied there was like a scene that was cut away because they're in the scene where they're running away from the place we just crawled out. There's a soldier knocked out on with the blue shirt or something. So there's probably like a scene where Indy knocked him out that was cut away.
Oh boy, this guy.
There we
Okay,
go.
here's a bit of
Alright,
trivia.
Time for a triple memory lane. Back in our Final Fantasy VII commentary, you did not understood where the scene in the fight against Palmer came from. Well, here's your answer.
Now, that big guy over there, I'll talk about him later, but yeah. Basically, this big guy is played by Pat Roach. He's kind of the John Ratzenberg of the original Indiana Jones trilogy. Fun fact, he's the only person in this movie to die twice, because he also played one of the guys in the bar who gets shot and killed. He's tired.
Punch you straight in the gabber.
Something tells me this German's a boxer.
Oh, he was in Never Say Never Again, the unofficial Bond remake of Thunderball.
There you look.
Wow, he actually kicked him into the balls and that didn't take him down.
Ooh.
A punch, though?
This is a pretty big guy, I mean.
For you.
Doesn't help, he's also got a German gunman who's aiming at him.
Ooh,
Self-defense.
that cracking.
Oh,
Ow.
Ow.
Nah, he wants to play with him.
pocket sand.
Oh.
Thanks, Marion. Unfortunately, the knocked out body is gonna cause the plane to go
Why do
awry.
you throw yourself in the car? Okay, what an idiot.
Yeah, this is entirely on her.
Yeah, she was trying to get him off the controls there. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's make up for that.
Be careful, John. You're dangerously veering into your Star Wars period.
Holy cow, John really did get into the soundtrack of this. Hey, that's helpful.
I mean, just because we're in the desert doesn't mean we're on Tatooine.
Well, this was back when he was at. Well, this was back when he was at his prime, Jova.
Oh,
Also,
heck yeah.
can we have not like 50 things going on at the same time? It's like an accident after. It's like that scene in Catwoman.
Hey, we gotta give Marion something to do, like gun him down.
Well, realistically, she's not a very good shot. Wait, did she shoot people in the other film earlier on in the film?
Yeah.
So how? Well, I guess aiming a turret is different to aiming a gun.
Yeah, you can't. There's a reason you have army training for that stuff.
To simplify it, it all depends on weight and your stability in holding an object.
Oh boy.
Well, timing in general, because they're slow fire.
That too.
Don't fire!
I love how that mechanic guy is getting the heck out of Dodge. Smart. Oh!
Oh,
Gasoline! And it's spreading to the fire.
basically that sign said something, don't lead objects nearby.
Oops. Just a nosebleed.
Man, Indy really sucks at playing Punch-Out.
Oh.
And there we go.
Oh dear.
Wow, that's one way to spray plane to
Oh.
plane.
For kids.
Yeah.
See, you don't even need capes for this to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is going to be more or less realistic than when something like this happened in Die Hard 2.
Don't worry, Pat Roach. You'll be alive and reincarnated for the next two films.
Yeah. Die Hard of a Vengeance should have been my third pick. Then we wouldn't have had to sit through the mindfuck that was my movie pick in the end.
Well, what's done can't be undone.
Jesus.
Oh, I love this line coming up. He only
Like
needs
that.
to take one look to know who's behind it. Jones. It'll take more than a bunch of snakes to kill me. Though I'll admit they came pretty close. Oh, giddy, we're about to get to Yeah, my favorite scene in this movie.
Up, 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 up.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sir, do we have to introduce your presence every time by firing machine gun?
Well, don't you see, they're out to try and take our discovery.
Well, it's better than introducing you constantly via explosions.
I shot it in the air this time.
I said it was better than explosions, sir.
I suppose. Alright, so, what better way to start off than with horseback? And don't worry, folks, it'll escalate. If there's one tradition of every Indiana Jones theme, it's to have that one big scene that's a long chase between Indy and the bad guys.
Obviously.
My favorite one is still the tank one, but this is a pretty good contender.
It's kind of like how we have that, well, actually no, in Uncharted 3 it's the opposite. We have Nate chasing the bad guy rather than the bad guy chasing Nate.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like this. Indy's chasing the bad guys here.
Oh yeah, never mind. I think you were talking about something else. Never mind.
Not to worry, General. We are in van. He is on horse. He will not stand a chance.
Next time, I suggest we use a tank against him just to be safe.
What's that neighing guy?
Oh boy.
You fools were driving tanks and cars, yet were being pursued by horse.
We don't have a tank! Besides, we may have an army, but they have a Jones!
Whatever, just shoot him.
Don't!
No, ah! Hey, it's a Lucasfilm production, but no Wilhelm scream.
Oh, I'm sure that'll
pretty
come
sure
eventually.
there is one in this movie.
Oh, I believe it's coming up soon.
Yeah, you just had to ask for it, Weaves.
Ask and you shall receive.
You know, apparently there were a lot of Nazis in the Wilhelm family. What a weird bunch.
Huh.
Well, Wilhelm is a German name, isn't it?
Now, basically, Dweeb's a running gag with cinema scenes is that as soon as they find a William screen, they say it's a member of the same family, sprinkled throughout the entirety of those movies.
Take a shot every time you hear that scream in a movie.
Well, on that Dweeb's, on that Shiro, but movies are merciful because they tend to only use one per movie. It's more sort of like a running gag on their own, like a mythology gag, similar to listing a voice actor as basically a fictional name that's recurring. Alan Smithy. There you go.
That's for like directors who don't want that.
And also, wasn't 2006 or 2007 like the year of Haruhi Dwibs or something?
It was, well, I only heard about it. I didn't have the means to access it.
Have a nice drink.
Oh no! They're falling from the green screen.
They're falling too long, so we can't even show them hit. Don't worry, we'll make up for that in Last Crusade, where we will show them hit in great detail. Yeah. I've never been a fan of hitchhikers, let alone Nazi hitchhikers, so off you go.
But what if they gave you a guide to the galaxy?
It's like
Still Nazi.
It's like in the first Blues Brothers. I hate to know Nazis.
Yeah, if they're a Nazi, they gotta go.
To that. Of course, one's still a persistent bugger. Ooh! shoulder wound. That's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
Gotta give him credit. Anyone who can lay a hit on Indy deserves something, and he's still holding on. Ah, well.
And there he goes.
Can you feel the epic scale portrayed to you by John Williams? Dude loves his brass instruments.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean, this is yeah, both him and Joey Zaishi, they love their brass instruments.
Now that's
Oh,
dirty.
wow, he's hitting him right in the bullet wound. That is just mean. Oh, hey, a Chrysler.
I thought Joe Hisashi's thing was woodwind instruments in general.
Depends.
Well, when it comes to in the Nino 2 score, it's basically mostly brass instruments.
Oh, that's nice. They want him to ram him in. Oh boy. Don't try this at home, kids. And yes, in case you're wondering, a lot of these were actually stunts done by the actual actors themselves, too.
Yeah, props. Like, only
Well, not this one.
Yeah. Mostly, only George Miller will try to replicate this feeling with the Mad Max movies.
Yeah. And yeah, these are all practical effects. Well, for the most part.
Lucas already showcased on his own an impressive work of practical effects of all kind with Star Wars. So this was kind of like a natural evolution for Spielberg to take.
And hey, it didn't have a sci-fi effect of Star Wars, so I guess that made his job kind of easier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's your turn, buddy.
See if you can replicate.
Mom says it's your turn to play on the Xbox.
I don't want to play on the Xbox.
I think he's still alive.
Yeah, he's just gonna have trouble walking.
Behind.
Hey, you Nazis know a thing about bumper cars? Well, here's how we do it in America!
Eyes on the road, dude.
Yeah, you probably want to treat the wound after you're done.
How did he get that? I missed that.
One of the Nazis shot him.
Yeah.
Wow, you just got made done fools of.
There we go.
Alright, go.
Perfect instant disguise.
Pretty much. Which makes you wonder, what do these people need an instant disguise for, like?
I don't know. You never know.
Fresh fruit!
Are those papayas? No, too big. Okay, that's rude. Come on.
You threw it at a dog off screen, too. Ah, well, suckers they be.
What are they cheering about, sir?
They seem to be cheering that you hit that dog with the watermelon, sir.
No, I swear, I heard even someone shout the name Indy.
Probably because he got away from us.
I'm sure they are trustworthy.
They're pirates, you can trust them.
All's well that ends well, I guess.
It's not like we have like 20 more minutes of a movie.
Yeah, we got 25 more minutes of film.
That's just how long the credits are. It's fine.
Well,
that'd be one desperate movie if I had it out with 25 minutes of credits.
Either that, Shiro, or the movie's gonna pull a Return of the King, where the ending never fucking ends.
Well, as Lego Movie 2 did tell us, the credits are the best part of the movie.
Aww. Don't worry, you'll be back for the third movie.
Thank you.
Aww.
Well timed with the boat horn.
Yeah.
Dude, you okay?
Saladon has encountered a problem.
I'll never breathe again. Well, Is this another stereotype? Welsh people are opera singers.
He's a Welshman playing.
Yes.
He's a Welshman playing an Egyptian, huh?
With a good English voice, actually, for the role. I mean,
Makes sense. England like to conquer a lot of places like those.
yeah.
I mean, you're not even wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Katanga. He's played by George Harris, who you may remember as Kingsley Shacklebolt from the Harry Potter films.
Oh.
Huh.
Was he the guy that was like, but Dumbledore's got style?
Yeah. Basically, oh.
Oh.
Ow. Felt that.
Now we get to have a look at Ford's abs.
Pretty sure a lot of the female audience love that.
And some of the
male
males.
audience. Ha! Jinx, you owe me a soda.
But soda doesn't exist. But it's not, our soda isn't the kind of soda you're used to, Joba.
Alright, fine. You owe me a lemonade.
Damn you and your lemonade.
Well, come on. I'm pretty sure Britain didn't manage to screw up even lemonade. Did you guys?
Nah.
Thank
Well,
you.
yeah. Our lemonade's typically fizzy.
We did screw up Iron Brew, but that's about it.
Well, it was all the
It
fault of
hurts
that
here.
bloody, snow. It was all the fault of that bloody snowman dropping that kid onto Glasgow.
And it hurts there. Yes, it hurts there. Let's fix that.
Oh, George Harris was in Layer Cake.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
let's
what it
kiss
is.
there, too.
It's that film that helped get Daniel Craig the Bond role.
Oh, okay.
Of course it hurts on the lips, most of all. Gonna need
It's
a
very
real,
important.
real good kiss to help soothe that out. Oh god, the music.
And yet it would take 27 years for them to get married.
It's almost like the music was orgasming to it.
John Williams shipped these two. This is how he expresses it in
He
song.
actually-
Oh
fell
no,
asleep.
he fell asleep.
Dude, come on.
To be fair, he's
honey,
exhausted.
It's a tiring day of shooting. Could you please do
Can't check right now. Maybe later. So, a rat. Let's hope that rat is Scabbers is going to check out the box.
God doesn't like swastika symbols.
They used to be something good, but then you just had to make them into something bad, humanity.
Seriously, like, what's next? Like,
God is not pleased with these lewd stages in Smash Brothers. Therefore, I will tell Nintendo to start revoking them. Oh boy, U-boat. Really funny how he'll later go on to be the Minister of Magic.
A better or worse one than one that you had during most of the
I'm gonna
films?
say better. Like, way better. Oops.
Hey, I said don't touch me.
I was just doing that to be Deke.
Sure. Oh no, wait, I'm not marrying. Sure. Too much.
You again.
I thought that was Christoph Waltz for a second.
He was too young.
How old was Christoph Waltz at this point?
Well, not extremely young, but he was way younger than.
Let me see. This film came out in 1981.
So the
was born in
pirates are claiming that
1956.
they killed Indiana. And that they
Oh,
took
is
her
it?
hostage.
He was only 25 at that point.
Yeah, Germans didn't really care for black folk, go figure.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so wonderful when Jesse Owens pretty much embarrassed Hitler at the Olympics.
Ow. Hmm.
About
Don't
that.
worry. I'll use the Accio
I
spell
found
to
him.
find it. Oh. And yeah, Accio don't really work on the things, does it?
Nope.
Don't worry, Jones. We'll meet you later at the harbor to give you back your jacket and hat.
Remember, it's the first of the curses that works on humans.
Actually, yeah, they never have tried using Accio on a person.
Probably doesn't work. Mind you, Rowling changed that too in another film.
One more transition to Greece, actually.
A secret base.
Because you don't know, in World War II, Greece was one of the minor points of contention, but still had a lot of conflicts.
Well, this was before World War II, wasn't it? It was during the Nazi era, yeah.
Yes, but the Axis of the Nazis in Italy established a couple of bases in Greece.
Needless to say, it was easier to find a place that wasn't involved in World War II than it was to find.
There is a specific movie, I forgot what it's called in English. I think it's the closest I can get is like the Cannons of Navarone, which is entirely based around a specific conflict that happened during those days.
So, Indy, well, not gonna get around as he is looking now, so he needs a disguise.
I must become what I hate most.
Whoop.
Yeah, the Guns of Navarone, that's what it's called. 1961.
Besides, if my appearance won't give my location away, it will be the smell. Ugh.
Seawater is not exactly the most pleasant smelling. Unfortunately, in a throwback,
still even has those couple of wounds.
Unfortunately, as a throwback to Star Wars, it doesn't fit. Hey, there's someone who'll fit.
Hey, my outfit fits.
Oh, great! That's just wonderful, Mac.
Oh, but he buys it.
Perfect fit.
How's he going to explain that to everyone else around them?
Well, hopefully we'll be long clear of here by the time they find them.
Oh, sorry, sir. This jacket sank in us.
Oh, of course, the Germans don't like doing a Jewish ritual. Of course, they want to play it safe and make sure they've actually got what they came for.
But is this one of those Nazis who just decides to go into business for himself?
Nah.
Surprisingly, no, Dweebs.
And Balk's a Frenchman anyway. He considers them a necessary evil as opposed to being a Nazi.
Yeah, I don't like those guys either, but it's either that or...
Yeah. There's a reason he's the dark mirrored image of Indiana.
Every time someone says dark... that's Black Mirror, sorry. Abort.
Also, dude, still with the coat, with the black coat. Yeah, he's probably sweating like the pig that he is.
He is. You wear all that black, you're gonna melt.
Jesus.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Nice looking cliffs.
I forget where they filmed this scene.
In Greece itself, maybe?
I think so.
If it's not, it's probably like still like Tunisia, where they film also Star Wars.
Let me check.
Surprise! Yeah, probably best to back away. I'll take that as a compliment.
It's an island in the Aegean Sea that they're on.
Ah!
Do it.
Yeah, I don't know where that's filmed actually.
Psychological playing.
I keep seeing modern day actors. For a second, I thought that was Steve Coogan.
Well played. Besides, even if you blew it up, then they pretty much would be screwed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure the statement we said before was that he didn't really care.
Everybody already knows what's going to happen now, so I don't think we even need to say much.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just say they saved their most over-the-top scene for last.
I forgot, what was the rating of the movie?
PG.
PG? Of course.
Yeah, PG.
And by PG, we mean 1980s PG. Because remember,
When he meant something, yeah.
Let's not forget, this was a day when Jaws was PG. Well, Jaws actually still is PG.
This was before Steven Spielberg suggested to the MPAA that we should invent a new thing called PG-13. God damn, Steven! If it wasn't for you, we could still be allowing 10-year-olds to watch movies like these.
Hey, at least 10-year-olds can still watch Jaws since the DVD is still rated PG.
It's almost like the man forgot what the actual acronym PG means.
And sand.
Yes.
I don't like
it. Insert Attack of the Clones joke here.
I guess the Ten Commandments were so old they just disappeared like that.
Well, this Gestapo crazy guy likes it.
He's laughing at him.
Sand is gross.
Really? This is the best we could come up with, sand.
Oh boy.
Also, recycle sound effects from Star Wars.
Well, Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
And then they hear a very weird, almost alien-like sound.
You disturbed our sleep.
This is God. Hello?
I was sleeping in here.
What was the villain of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories? Dark Knight, I think it was called.
Dark Knight, yes. Most generic name for a villain.
And yet
ever.
they made him iconic. Apparently, comes back in Duelist of Roses and Falsebound Kingdom for some reason.
Well, that's just because it's part of that game canon that those developers were creating too.
Yeah.
How does Indy know?
So yeah, I guess God is a thing in this universe.
Well,
Okay.
to be fair, he did try to warn you with the thunderstorm what would happen.
I know, it's just that... I don't know, for the entire movie, it leaves a bit of ambiguity where he's something more or it's like something else entirely, but no, God is real.
One thing that I like about the special effects is how it's they sound very ethereal and outworldly, which is something that could be used more in paranormal movies today instead of just relying on CGI.
Speaking of which, time to pay the penalty. You look for it too long, and it gazes back at you. And when it gazes back at you, yeah. Even the guy filming it.
Yeah.
Enjoying the view?
Yeah.
He melts. And he explodes.
Spontaneous combustion.
And just like the people in the walls of Jericho, they all tumbled down.
So that's what all the sound is.
Yep. Pretty much, it's what gave Thanos the idea for that snap.
He saw this movie and he thought, I think I could top that.
With a bit less flamboyancy, I guess.
Oh, and what's this?
I thought that was the target.
And shroop.
Yeah, I don't want that in my clouds. Go away.
Now, keep it close forever or suffer the penalties again. This has been God on Radio WAM 11.
Drops mic.
So I thought this was so is this Pandora's box?
No, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
Humans are at it again.
honestly, it works more like Pandora's box than the Ark of the Covenant.
It would be better because Pandora's box doesn't really work with what that box does in that game.
This feels more like the movie.
Well, we're talking about the actual proper Pandora's box.
Okay.
Right, from the
Yeah.
project.
Well,
Yeah,
I
so
guess we'll be able to get out of here safe and sound now, since pretty much all Nazi parties alive were dead.
We're in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
That's
this
right.
right.
That's right. Oh.
Lots of money. About that.
Oh,
Everyone.
yeah, it's fine. Just wait until Nixon knows about it.
Yeah. Our top men have recently
Top
been burned to a cinder.
men.
Men.
Oh, you'll see what those top men are on
yeah,
with it.
pretty much that's the last major... Oh, no, actually, no. My bad.
There's like 6 minutes left.
No, most of the credits, but...
Okay,
my
now
memory
he
was mistaken.
looks like an Ellie the War character.
Well, it fits with the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Detective Jones. Homicide.
Well, I don't know about you, Marion, but I'm sure that we'll finally be able to settle down after this venture.
Oh, by the way, I have to leave you for 27 years.
Son of a bitch. So the
and there
US...
you go. That was the last line of the movie.
Believe it or not, the U.S. government actually does recognize that it's way too dangerous for anyone to give. So they're going to put it in a place that's even more craftier and more dangerous than a pit full of snakes or the most secret, deadly of Aztec ruins.
A bureaucracy nightmare.
Hey, you gotta admit, it's efficient, as Asterix has showed us.
Yeah. So is this where...
And our final shot ends in, what else? A cargo room.
And then the poor guy moving the thing got lost and...
wait, Michael Moore was second unit director?
Huh.
It's probably a different Michael.
No, I'm pretty sure that's a different Michael Moore. Otherwise, this would have a political agenda.
No.
There is kind of one.
Pedro,
Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay, then rephrase that. A more obnoxious one.
Okay.
Look, Kathleen
I mean,
Kennedy.
the last beat of the movie is that Americans are maybe just as assholes as the Nazis if they want to.
Well, at least the
Whatever.
Americans are just keeping it stored and
But
not trying
whatever,
to use
yeah,
it
it's
as a
probably
weapon.
someone else. Alright, final thoughts, I guess. Who wants to start?
Me.
Go
Sure,
ahead.
Dwibs.
Okay. Up to this point, I hadn't seen the film in full. And now that I have, yeah, it's pretty fun, you know. Well, I mean, there was the odd setback here and there. What with Marion losing her capability as the film goes on, and her character was pretty much reduced to by near the end.
And the sad part, Dwebs, is that it gets worse with the second movie.
Yeah.
I guess if it's any consolation, that woman is nowhere near as badass as Marion. That probably doesn't help.
Why do I get the feeling I'm not gonna find the second film any fun?
I mean, no. I still find the second film fun. Yeah, it's just, let me put it like this. It's the obvious weakest bout of the trilogy to most people. I mean, I'll admit, it's still some of my favorite things of some things, but I'll go more in depth on that when we actually get to the movie.
I'm guessing it's just a case of first in series, you know, shortfalls, I guess.
Well, technically Temple of Doom is chronologically Temple of Doom is the first of them, but it's the second one that was made.
Well, Joe Johnston was part of the special effects team of the original Star Wars trilogy, so it makes sense that George would bring him in to help out with this.
Well, regardless of chronology, like, this kind of thing usually refers to the very first
Dwayne
iteration
Dunham.
of the series or whatever that's put out.
Carry on, Dubs.
Yeah, Dwayne Dunham, eh? Anyway, but yeah, other than screaming and well, I'll be quite honest. I think the whole melting thing hasn't really aged all that well. I think overall the film does hold up.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could hear more of the music though, because I can't listen to it fully through this.
Hopefully you'll have a new headset by the time of Last Crusade, because that has, in my opinion, one of John Williams' absolute best soundtracks. Not that this is any slouch.
You might as well listen to the soundtrack on your own time, because even if you do try to hear it with headphones, you're just going to be hearing mostly explosions anyway.
And gunfire.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. This was a thing back in the day, when the cast actually came way later in the credits rather than anyone else. Go figure.
Matthew Skerfield. Alright, I'm done.
Sure.
There's no post credits here, are they?
It was a lot of fun. The music is strangely quirky, or not so much that it took me out of it or anything, and it's not to the point of it being
so many stuntmans.
Well, considering the amount of set pieces.
Romo Carrara, what the fuck? Go on, Shiro.
It's just fun music for a fun movie.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And that's what this is. It's a fun movie.
Of course it was performed by the London Symphony Orchestra. Photographed in France, Tunisia, Hawaii.
A lot of British involvement in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of British involvement in Lucasfilm films in general.
Especially some of the cast.
Yeah, it's a solid start to a pretty beloved franchise.
Yep.
I'm done.
Who wants to go next?
Alright, I guess I'll go. It's fine. But one or two things haven't really aged that well with me. Specifically, when you really get down to it, Indy was kind of pointless for the purpose of this movie. He could have easily done nothing, and the villains would have self-destruct themselves. Or, if anything, Indy speeds things up. Like I mentioned, he keeps fucking things up, and this turns into an advantage of the enemies. It's just... oops, I guess. Thankfully, this is being fixed in the next couple of movies. The third one is also an entire deconstruction of the destructive tendencies of Indiana. So I'm glad they picked it up, but for this one,
I guess that is part of why this isn't my favorite of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, Raiders of the Lost Ark is great, but yeah, that actually is a good point.
Also, yeah, Marion tends to scream a bit too much, and like I said, she gets progressively useless as the movie goes on. It's like, why? I don't mean that you need to make her super badass or the strong power independent woman meme. Just find some balance. It's easy to do. Like, but other than that, it's fine. At worst I chuck it to early installment weirdness if it is. I like the score. John Williams is always sometimes very quirky doing the chasings and everything. So yeah, like I still prefer Temple of Doom, but compared to that, this is still a better made movie. I'll save any eventual things for the sequel. Next.
Pedro.
All right. Oh, this is a classic. I mean, there's no way about it. It's one of the all-time great adventure films, and it's just because it's just a lot of fun. Honestly, when it comes to the whole thing about indie cinemas and plot, when it comes to a movie like this, it's best not to think about it too much. You're not really into this movie for the sake of analyzing whether or not the movie is perfectly constructed or thematically coherent. It's just the entire purpose of this thing is just to get some popcorn and just enjoy the shenanigans, and that's basically what it does. So for me, it doesn't really become an issue, honestly. Like, this is not really a movie this movie is more concerned with entertaining you rather than trying to make complete sense and making every single thing perfectly meaningful or like. So yeah, it works just fine for what it is. This is the only my only real problem is the fact that like they went out of their way to update a lot of stuff from the 1930s series that this movie is inspired by, but the damsel in distress trope, while it seems like at the beginning they're trying to update it, they for some reason don't go through with it. And spoilers alert, this is going to become a problem in the sequel as well. So yeah, it's really weird that why would they do that? One cool thing about that I'll definitely give Amy Hennig with Uncharted, when she didn't fall into this trap with the Uncharted series. So yeah, it's pretty fun, an awesome classic. So that's about it, really. There's not that much I can say. The special effects are brilliant, and John Williams' score is a masterpiece, as far as I'm concerned. So it's just an overall fantastic adventure film. Go ahead, Joe, close us out.
What can I say? I love this movie. I remember as a kid I got introduced to it. It's an amazing thing that kids and adults alike can love. The music is some of the best music I've seen when it comes to, fitting every bit of the movie just perfectly. Like, if you were a deaf person, sorry. If you were a blind person, you could probably still get some good enjoyment out of this movie just from hearing the sounds of it. It's that well put together. It has a few quirks here and there. I'm going to be the odd man out and say that I think that Marion, for the most part, is fine. Although I will admit she doesn't get to do as much awesome stuff near the end. That is kind of a shame. Now, the way she reacts to the snakes, I get that, I probably would be kind of that damsel too in that case, because even though I don't have as much a fear of snakes as Indy does, give Indy credit, even with a fear of snakes, he handles it a lot better than most people would. The action is top-notch, as are the effects. A lot of them practical, except for when they have to obviously digitize some things with the green screen for obvious sake. But still, though, good stuff overall. The storytelling is nice and on point. But I will agree with you. The one issue I do have is when you get down to it, Indy was kind of inconsequential to this plot in the sense that, it's nice that he gets the treasure, but if it was about stopping the Nazis, okay.
I guess that's why didn't have his name on it,
Yeah. That actually is a good point, since originally this was just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. In some cases, though, I have to wonder, I guess to be fair, maybe he managed to get it back to America. I guess, if he hadn't been there, some other Nazis would have come to get it or something.
Well, even so, the first one who would have opened it would have still, had all the people in the room being dead.
Oh, imagine
effectively, the movie tells that the Ark is not a weapon that can be used effectively by someone that's not Hebrew. Something that the Nazis clearly cannot do. If anything, this is foreshadowed from the very beginning, where they had the history lesson, and Indy states clearly that it was used as a weapon of Moses' people of the Hebrew tribe. So it was pretty clear that from the get-go that none who had been an Hebrew would have managed to, handle it.
True. How ironic would that
alas.
have been if Hitler had been there for that then?
Yeah.
The weapon that outdoes them is something...
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear? I don't know.
Metal to surpass Wolfenstein.
I guess.
Alright then, but yeah, overall, good, great, fun movie. And it's only gonna get better from here. With the third one. Okay, I'll admit I'll admit, even with Temple of Doom, there are some things I actually do like better in Temple of Doom than in this movie. Like I said, each Indiana Jones film has something that I like the best of. Still trying to remember what it is with the fourth one, but I know there's something.
I love how you said that, Jamie. It's gonna get much better from here. We just gotta get past one other movie.
And like I said, Temple of Doom is still fun. It's just...
Your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see you for
then.
that.
See ya.
Yeah.